Welcome everybody back to boostinmotion, guys, and today, guess what? The Nissan Z, our new 2022 Nissan Z that's coming out, guess what? It's going to be in a Super GT 500 category. Let's talk about it a little bit, give a couple information about the Super GT series and why the king, the GTR, is now being replaced by a Z. Let's jump into the video. Welcome everybody back to boostinmotion, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Thank you. Alright guys, let's jump into it, but I do want to do a little bit of housekeeping before I get into it, okay? If you are part of the boostinmotion family watching this video, guys, hit the like button. What are we doing here? Come on. Guys, the like button supports the channel. This is something that you guys can do for free anytime you watch my videos. If you do appreciate my content, hit the like button. Also, if you are new to this channel, guys, watch the video. If you felt like this video is informative, check some of my other videos on my channel. I do have Nissan Infiniti content. Also, I do have a Mercedes C63 too. So if you do enjoy it, hit the subscribe button with the bell notification and hit all right? Anyways, guys, let's jump into it. Now, why is this important? Why should you guys even care that the new Nissan Z for 2022 is now going to be replacing the Nissan GTR and the GT500 series? Why should you guys even care, right? So I'm going to talk about some of it in this video, but briefly, let me just give a slight recap of what the GT500 series really is, because you guys might be confused with a Mustang GT. Please don't do that. Anyways, let's hop into it. So here's the thing, guys. In the GT500 series, this car is pretty much, this series is dominated by like 3 or 4 manufacturers. All these cars are rear-wheel drive layout with a 2-liter turbocharged motor. It's very restrictive. They're big on downforce. It's more about cornering and higher top end speed, and that's just the way it's actually set up. So there's not really much regulations that actually stick outside of that. So Nissan has always used the Nissan GTR and its GT500 series ever since, like, I think 2009, 2008, right? And remember, this is not the VR30, a VR38 in it. This is a 2-liter, 650 horsepower car, right? But also Lexus and Acura has done the same thing. But recently, they actually brought back the current model Supra to the new series. So that did change up some of the actual field and competition. And knowing so, the last couple years, the GTR was actually losing. You can really sit there and think, is this really because of the design of the car, or is it really the driver? We don't really know, but the last couple years, they haven't been really winning that much. And guess what? It's time to retire the look of the GTR, because the GT500 cars aren't really so much the road car, but you still have very similar aesthetics of the car. So moving forward now, knowing that we're gonna get the new Nissan Z that's gonna be replacing it, why is this good for us as the regular dude? One, I take this as Nissan is dethroning the king, because even before the GTR came out, the 350Z was in the GT500 series for quite a long time. So we're actually going more back to more of the subtle look, or something reminiscent of a regular road going vehicle. So this is going to bring more eyes and attention back to the, guess what, the Z car, because it gives it that heritage. Like, when you have these cars that have heritage and go out there and do their business, people just learn to respect it more. So knowing that they're going to do this, Nissan literally is basically throning the GTR now, and the Nissan Z will be a full go. But in those two things, it's just mainly about the image and the history that comes with the actual Z car. Even though it's not the same power plant, it's actually pretty dope that Nissan's doing it. And it just lets us know that there's gonna be more idolization in the actual Z car. Also, it brings a lot of hype for the car, and more people are gonna come and want to know more about the Nissan Z vehicle. right? Because our VR30 that's in our Q50, Q60s is still kind of a hush-hush motor. Yes, B58s may be better, whatever. Let's not get into that argument. But moving forward, this is really good because now the Nissan Z will be out there pretty much competing with the Toyota Supra of the current gen, even though they both have the same restricted 2 liter 650 horsepower 4-cylinder vehicle. But in the regular day, this is going to continue to have good contentions between the Supra fans and or the Nissan fans. And it just, honestly, I'm just keep it simple. It just brings more eyes to the company, and hopefully it could get some more sponsors and some more money to make the company some more bread. Nissan really wants the Z to actually be a really successful car, and honestly I think it's going to be a really successful car because we're all hoping and praying that this car will be the pinnacle of like one of the last road going naturally petrol powered, gasoline powered sport coupes out there, because there's really not much of them on the market. This is going to be one of the last rear-wheel drive layout, front engine layout cars with a 6-speed manual with 2 turbochargers 6-cylinder. There's not going to be any of the cars that really provide this type of layout. And if you do want something like this, it's going to probably be American or something else. So I think it definitely does help out the brand a lot. It helps us out a lot. Now, moving forward, right? Also, we could also give this kind of a Nissan update video. We're still waiting to see what the pricing is going to be of this car. I'm still going to just throw this out. I still think that the Nissan Z car is going to be that low, that low 40s, high 30s. When it comes $30,000 for the 6-speed manual or the 9-speed option. So still waiting to see that. I also want to throw a couple of questions that I have gotten from other supporters of the channel asking about the Nissan Z and will it actually be able to compare to the same performance of the Toyota Supra. So another one of the questions that I get asked is, well, Boost, do you think the Nissan Z could dethrone the new Supra? Because the Supra, we already see that the results, what it could be, the B58 and the ZF transmission is a really good drivetrain to compete, especially with versus the weight, right? And I do get asked the questions, who you think it could compare? Well, knowing that I've been in the VR30 platform since it started, and I see how good it is on the Q50, Q60 platform, I still gonna sit there and think, yes, it should be able to definitely compete door to door with this with the next car, because one of the biggest issues we have in the Q50, Q60 platform is weight. We're right around that 4,100 pound category. Even if we're rear wheel or low wheel, we still we're probably like 600 to 700 pounds heavier than just a regular Toyota Supra. So that car already just has weight on its side. The car is already built a lot better electronics and the 11-slip differential, electronic differential, way better design. Our cars is just more analog, doesn't really have all those doodads unless it's ABS trying to jump in to take control of the traction control. We have an open diff. But knowing that, seeing the spec sheet for the new Nissan Z, that it's going to be an LSD, I assume a proper LSD, not no HLSD, which is pretty much clutch patch or clutch slips or whatever it is in the freaking differential. Those heat up and those are trash. If it's a proper LSD, yeah, the car should actually be really good. And I always throw this out there. Shout out to Zero Motorsports, because they stated that the turbo housings are actually bigger. I believe that they did they did a 3D scan of, when you usually do a 3D scan, just let them know what kind of parts they can make for the car before it actually comes out. And when they did a 3D scan on the turbos, the turbo housings were actually bigger. Reason being, this is really good because if it's bigger, that means we could deliver more CFM of air, which means that, think about it like this. Let's just say that our car could deliver 18 PSI, that's usually the nominal amount of boost and a certain amount of AR. If you have a slightly bigger turbo housing, that means that you could probably deliver the same amount of air at like 15 PSI with a new turbo housing rather than 18. This actually keeps the charge attempts a lot cooler. Also, you're still not in peak efficiency of that turbo yet. So there could be a lot more headroom with a turbo that can breathe a lot better. So I think that's actually pretty dope, and I really hope that's very, very true for the Nissan Z. Also, the new addition of the 9-speed transmission. If you look up, like, I think it's a Nissan Titan and a few other models that have the 9-speed transmission, that's going to be the same similar transmission that goes in the Nissan Z. It's pretty quick shifting. I haven't driven it myself in other vehicles, but I know whatever transmission tune that they put in for the Nissan Z isn't going to be similar as it would be for their pickup truck. So I assume they would probably make it a little beefier, maybe change around the torque converter a little bit, maybe a little wider. Whatever, they'll probably build it a little bit more to handle the amount of torque that will come from the VR30, and we just gotta have to wait and see. So Also, depending on the gear ratios of the 9-speed, usually 9-speed gear ratios will be a lot closer and better shifting. Also, on top of that, if you haven't seen some recent videos, there is a launch control feature. Once again, in the spec sheet and a recent video that went live that showed that there is a launch control for the Nissan Z. It was like a gray one that was like kind of clapped up a little bit. Once again, that car does have launch control, and let's add in a proper limited slip differential. So knowing that this car is going to come better from factory, lighter, should be better breathing turbos, the VR30 motor is a lot better, and whispers here, I'm gonna throw some whispers out there that they did put a little bit of changes to the bottom end of the car too. This is whispers in the platform, so we never know, maybe the rods could be a little bit stronger. We don't know, we don't see yet, you never know. But knowing that Nissan knows that they have to build this and build this right, and this could be one of the biggest one of the most anticipated rear-wheel drive 6-speed manuals out there, and or 9-speed automatic coupes. There's so much lineage, heritage, and knowing that now this car is replacing and dethroning the GTR in a GT500 series. The GTR will still be in part of the GT300 series, but right now the top series is the GT500. So the Nissan Z is going to be replacing that. They want to make sure that all the energy, all the lights, and everything's behind it, and they deliver us a proper sports car. And finally, they listened to us. They honestly listened to us and gave us exactly what we wanted. So all in all, I can't wait to see what this car does. I think the Nissan Z with a simple tune and probably downpipes is probably going to be a high 10-second car with tire at the track. It's probably going to trap that 125, close to 130 on E85, whatever, probably even higher than that. 93 is going to probably be trapping a little bit above 120, and E85 probably makes it so closer to 130. All depends on how good these turbos really breathe and how quickly this 9-speed transmission. That's the transmission you guys need to look out for. That transmission, if it's a quick shifting transmission, it's going to cut a really good 60 foot, and it's going to have higher top speeds because gear ratios matter. Outside that, guys, sorry for rambling. Just want to give a couple information and answer a couple of you know, my boostinmotion family's questions. Also, shout out to Nissan for, you know, it is what it is. The GTR got dethroned for Nissan Z. Times are changing. It is what it is. Outside that, guys, if you want to contact me at boostinmotion on IG, Facebook, at boostinmotion@gmail.com. Otherwise than that, guys, you have a good day. Appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Do appreciate you guys. Love you guys very much. You can also check out the 2 links I posted for some of my other videos. Also, on top of that, if you want to purchase some boostinmotion merch, definitely check the link that I posted also. And finally, if you've been watching all my videos and you enjoy them, please hit the link to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.